and you can just accept that and we can be on our way. I am going to walk through some slides that cover some of the important elements. Feel free to stop me at any time, okay, and ask a question, or there'll be plenty of time also for questions at the end. So either way. You go with this guy. So I'm going to talk about our Master's in Accountancy program, give you at least the important elements. If you're looking for a master's program in accountancy or an MBA or a similar program, you want to look for schools that are recognized. Up on the top line, AACSB accredited, that's really important for colleges of business. Out of about 16,000 colleges of business in the world, only about 700 are accredited by the AACSB. And we've been listed in a number of rankings. I think we're a really good school, great place to go to school, great place to work and teach. But, and I would like to see you all join us. So what about our accountancy program? We've been around for over 8 years. Our program was specifically designed to meet the 150-hour requirement for the CPA credential in California. We've had people go through the program that went into industry, so they didn't pursue their CPA. So the material is relevant both to industry and CPAs, but it's really built around getting you prepared and ready to pass the CPA exam and become a certified public accountant. Okay, so why would you want to come to Long Beach or take a master's program? Robert Half is the human resources recruiting and placement company. And every year, in conjunction with the Institute of Management Accountants, they go around and survey accountants around the world. They consistently find, and these are the most recent results that I have, but they consistently find that people, accountants with advanced degrees, earn $16,000 more a year on average than accountants without advanced degrees. They also find that there's almost $16,000 worth of a premium for accountants with either the CPA credential or the CMA certification. There's also a premium for other certifications. I'll talk a little bit about that as we get maybe one slide down. The range of CPA salaries starts from about $66,000 and first-year CPAs to on average $152,000, and that's from 5 years ago. So those are higher now. So in other words, being a CPA is a good profession. They pay well. Certainly, if you get to be a partner in an accounting firm, you're going to blow way past that $152,000, but you're going to earn it too. So they don't just make every accountant a partner in their firms. The other credentials that are in demand and earn accountants premium are the CGMA, the CIA, and the CISA. Okay, the CIA has nothing to do with Central Intelligence. It's Certified Internal Auditor. CGMA stands for Chartered Global Management Accountants. It's a lot like the CMA, which stands for Certified Management Accountants. They're just provided by different organizations. The CGMA is a global designation because it was developed between the AICPA in the US and the chartered accountants in Great Britain. And the one down at the bottom, as I'm kind of fond of, is the CISA, stands for Certified Information Systems Auditors. And I teach information systems, advanced information systems for the MS in Accountancy program, and I've kind of biased toward information systems. Okay. Another benefit of the master's program is that master's candidates pass the CPA exam at higher rates than candidates with just bachelor's degrees. So these are the most recent figures that I have. One would think that the AICPA would put out more recent stuff, but I haven't seen it. But you can see that the bachelor's candidates pass exams at just under 50%. And the master's candidates pass the exams at between 55 and 60%. So they, in the research that they cited, the master's candidates typically, because they have an extra year in school, they can participate in Beta Alpha Psi and the Accounting Society. They can study more for the CPA exam. So just that extra experience pays off when you go into the exam. Okay, let's talk specifically about our program. Applications are open right now for both spring 2023 and fall 2023. So if you're going to Cal State Apply, and I'll remind you again later, you have to make sure you designate or you pick the right semester that you're applying for. The applications for spring are open till next week, the 1st of November. And if you were coming in the spring, you would start spring semester 2023, end of January. And you would take 3 courses worth 12 units. In particular, you're going to take an auditing class, you're going to take my advanced accounting information systems class, and you're going to take a tax class. Then we have classes in the summer semester, but it's just the first summer session. So you take 6 hours, 1 professional ethics and accounting responsibilities class. That is our capstone for the program. So even before you finish the program, you'll be taking the capstone. That's 4 units. And we have a forensic accounting class that's 2 units. So the first summer session goes from the end of May to July 4th. Students that come in spring semester then get 6 weeks off for the second summer session. And then you finish up in the fall session, taking 3 more classes. You take another tax class, you take a corporate governance class, and you take a financial statement analysis class. So there's 8 courses in all for 30 units. If you're coming in the fall, you take the same courses, but they're slid a little bit. So in fall semester, you'd take corporate governance, financial statement analysis, and tax. In the spring, you would take auditing, information systems, and tax. And then the first summer session, you'd take the ethics and professional responsibilities and forensic accounting, and then you'd be done. So if you come in the fall, you enter at the end of August and you finish by July 4th. In terms of your classes, you would actually graduate at the end of summer. And if you come in the spring, you start at the end of January and you finish early December. So in both cases, the program is less than 12 months. It is really designed for working professionals. A lot of our classes are hybrid, so sometimes you'll be in person, but sometimes you'll be online. That saves your commuting, etc. All of the classes are held either evenings or Saturdays. In particular, the tax classes are held on Saturday because our tax instructors, we have a partner from a mid-sized local accounting firm. That's a tax partner. He teaches one of the tax classes. And we have a senior manager from the IRS that teaches the other tax class. And Saturdays, is just much better for them. So they teach like 9 to 12:30 on Saturday morning. The other classes are during the week. Next semester, they'll be Wednesday and Thursday. This semester, I've forgotten. I think they're Monday and Tuesday. So the classes in the evening start at 6 and end at 9:30. So it's generally easy to get to the campus unless there's a major backup. And we think it's about as convenient as you can get in the LA area. It's certainly convenient when you're online. And Cal State Apply and all of your documents are submitted online. So the Cal State system has made applications pretty easy. And I'll talk about the application process as we get going here. So we have two options. We have the standard master's application for students, those of you that already hold a bachelor's degree, or the fast track program if you're an undergraduate at Cal State Long Beach in accountancy and you have over a 3.0, you can apply for fast track and then the application process is expedited. Okay, and we also help you get your courses on time so you can get through the undergraduate program, into the graduate program, and out to make some of that accounting money. In terms of the standard application, notice that doesn't say for students who already hold accounting degrees. We have prerequisites, and they're really designed for you because they are the accounting classes you need to qualify for the state of California CPA. But you don't have to have a degree in accounting, you just have to complete the prerequisites. The lower division courses are the intro to financial and managerial that you get at community colleges or as a freshman or sophomore, first-year student or second-year student. The real prerequisites that we look for are the upper division accounting courses like Intermediate 1 and Intermediate 2, auditing, and some kind of tax class. If you have a degree that is not in accounting, you don't have to go back to the university that you earned your master's and take those courses. You can take those courses from a local community college, or UCLA Extension offers them online. So you can get those prerequisites out of the way, actually relatively inexpensively, and then join our program. All that we ask is you complete those prerequisites prior to starting our classes. So you can even apply in anticipation of finishing them, and then we would check. If you're coming in for fall, we would check sometime early August to make sure that you finished everything. Okay, standard application process. As I mentioned, you need a bachelor's degree. We are waiving the graduate exams, either the GRE or the GMAT, for both spring and fall. You would need to upload your resume to Cal State Apply. I'll talk about this more. You would need to create a video statement of purpose and upload a link to that. And then we have a short question that you'd have to answer, and I'll describe that more. Plus, you need 2 letters of recommendation, either from an employer or from a professor that can say something about your ability to succeed in a graduate program. Okay, for the application process, you would log into Cal State Apply, and where it's underlined there, that link would take you directly there. You can also find the link on the College of Business website for graduate programs, or you could just go to the Cal State Chancellor's office and look for Cal State Apply. It's the same application process for all 23 Cal State schools. So it's both undergraduate, graduate, and every program. So you just got to pick the program and then start the process. That process consists of 4 pieces of information, 4 quadrants. So you'll fill some of that out, and I'll go over that in more detail. And then once you complete that and submit it, you would send your transcripts, you'd contact the university from which you graduated and have them electronically sent to Cal State Long Beach. And you don't need any test scores because we are waiving the GRE and GMAT right now. Okay, so Cal State Apply, in the middle there where it says select a term to apply for, you'd pick a program first and then pick a term. So it's either spring 23 or fall 23. Those are the only ones that would be available. It's a little confusing because for 1 month, they're both available. You pick graduate. Okay, and then you would see these 4 quadrants: personal information, academic history, supporting information, and program materials. In actuality, you're only going to put information really into the personal information and program materials, but you might have to enter something like does not apply in the academic history and supporting information. So the personal information is you. Who are you? What's your email address? What's your phone number? Citizenship. Okay, so all of the basic identifying information. Academic history. You don't need to put anything in there because you're going to send in your transcripts. There is an opportunity to put in your GPA. You can put that in. An estimate is fine. The university will check your transcripts and update that GPA entry, but I find most people put their GPA in pretty accurately. Supporting information. You don't need anything there. So just kind of skip through that section. On where it asks you statement of purpose, you have to put something in there. So just put in something I'll submit my video statement of purpose separately. So you save this and continue, and then you get to the part that we're most interested in. Well, we're interested in your personal information too, but so program materials. You would walk through the pieces of the program materials. The deadline 11/1/2019, you can tell. It should be 2022. Okay, so in this section, you would give the name and email address of each of your recommenders, and the system would then email them and give them instructions on how to upload their recommendation letter. So you don't need to upload their letters. Okay, so in terms of the letter of recommendation, they should tell us a little bit about how they know you. What are the characteristics that you have that are going to enable you to excel? And then any contributions you made to their organization or classroom, and then finish with a strong endorsement, like I strongly recommend XYZ for the MS in Accountancy program. Okay, so that's the general structure of a reference letter. There is a spot on Cal State Apply for 3 different recommenders, the names and email addresses. You only need 2, but if you're not sure that one of your recommenders will be available in time to submit that letter, you can go ahead and put all 3. And we'll just look at the 2 that come in first, or we'll look at all 3, but if they're all available. Okay, so video statement of purpose. This does not need to be a big production. So it should be a video of you talking about yourself for less than 5 minutes. Most applicants use YouTube, but you could use Vimeo, you could use Dropbox, any way that would give us a link to your video. So what are you going to say? You're going to tell us a little bit about yourself and then tell us what your career goals are over the next 3 to 5 years, and describe your long-term dream job. Okay. So you can script this, you can make it fancy, you can talk extemporaneously and make it casual. There is no preference for one form over the other. We just want to get to know you and get a sense of who you are and really what you want to do with your career. Okay, short answer, written personal statement. The question is going to ask you to describe a time when you dealt with someone who was difficult, how you handled that situation, and what you would do differently if you could do it over again. Short answer is just 1,500 characters. So this is maybe 2 paragraphs at most. And you don't have to write it out on a separate document. There is a box that comes up on Cal State Apply, and you can just type it in, or you can copy and paste it from a Word document if you want. So, questions I get all the time. Can the MSA program be completed part-time? It's designed to be full-time, but we do have people that go part-time. When people go part-time, we ask them to be sure that they recognize that if they miss a class this year, it's going to be a whole year until that class is offered again. So if you miss my accounting information systems class in the spring, it's not offered again until the following spring. If you're okay with that, then part-time is fine. Okay? But it's designed to get people through and out, and I would say 90+% of our students do full-time and get through the program fine. Second question, just like an accountant, how much does it cost? It is a state-supported program. So the tuition and fees, if you go to the Cal State University Long Beach tuition and fees paid, you can figure those out for yourself. But it works out to be, by the time you pay the graduate programs fee, about $18,000 for the program. Okay. Notice that's just slightly more than 1 year of the extra earnings on average for an accountant with a graduate degree. The cost for non-California residents is higher because they have to pay the out-of-state tuition, which makes it more expensive, certainly. But both of those figures, if you go down to UCI and ask them how much their master's in public accountancy program costs, and it's 2.5 times higher than the non-California resident fee, and it's basically the same program. Additionally, we do give you some things. We have a contract with Gleim, a major CPA test prep provider, and you'll all get the Gleim premium package that is yours until you pass the CPA exam. So even if you don't go into it while you're in school, you can start after and you can start preparing. It retails for $2,000. It provides professor assistance if you need it. It has videos, it has simulations, it has everything that the other CPA test prep providers have, except in-person classes. I think the only one that really does that is Becker. So that is integrated into the program. You get that in the first semester. It usually takes like 3 or 4 weeks until we figure out exactly how many people we have. And I work with the Gleim people to send you the access codes and the instructions. Okay. So if you have any questions and you don't answer them and don't get them answered tonight, you can email me rod.smith@csulb.edu, msa@csulb.edu, or you could stop by the graduate programs office in the College of Business. It's up on the 3rd floor, right near one of the elevators. We have a nice new office, as Jason can attest. So feel free to stop in, pick the right time of day. You can have some coffee and get a free pen or whatever. So. And Jason put in the email address that I was going to mention. It's perfect. COB-grad programs at CSULB. Okay, that's our central email. And the MSA@csulb.edu will roll over into that email anyway. So either one will work. It is your turn. Any questions? You can either unmute yourself and ask it.
Yes, I actually do have a question.
Okay.
I was going to ask, you said that the applications are due November 1st. That means our statement of purpose, the video, and the letters of rec are due that first, correct?
Yes.
Okay, sounds great. Thank you so much.
But you have all day on the 1st. It's not on or it's not before November 1st. November 1st is the deadline day.
I have a question.
Sure.
How about the acceptance rate from the number of applications received compared to those that were accepted?
Okay. I believe it's our job to provide an education to anybody that wants it. So if you meet the GPA cutoffs and you have the prerequisite classes, I will accept you.
Okay.
So it's a 2.75 is the College of Business GPA cutoff for graduate programs. I accept this to several programs. I sometimes go below that depending on how much time the people have been out of school, et cetera, and the kind of jobs they're in. But generally, if you've got above a 2.75 and you meet our requirements, you're going to get in. Our current class that started in the fall has about a 3.4 average GPA, which is quite good. I will mention that we also work closely with Beta Alpha Psi and the Accounting Society, and we're going to really strongly encourage you, if you're not already members of those, to join those, because you're coming into the master's program to either improve your job opportunities where you're working or get a new job, and using those organizations is one vehicle to do that. We have Meet the Firms. We have members of the local accounting community come in and speak to those organizations almost every week. Additionally, we have 3 people at the University Career Center dedicated to College of Business graduate programs. So if you need any touch-ups on your resume, your LinkedIn profile, interviewing tips, and everything like that, we provide that as part of the program.
Great, great. And then as far as job placement from once the program is complete, do you have any data, like percentages of students that were placed or advanced in their careers? I know that it's geared more towards working professionals, so it might be a little hard to articulate that, but do you have any sort of information on that?
We do, and I don't have it with me tonight. We have a lot of students that are already working for accounting firms.
Mm-hmm.
So it's really hard to parse out the ones that got a new job versus the ones that just continued working on their same firm. I do know the opportunities there. We place a lot with all of the all Big Four accounting firms, almost all of the mid-size accounting firms, and some local small accounting firms all recruit at Cal State Long Beach.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Do we have any other questions?
Yeah, Jason, I see you answered Kevin's questions.
Mhm.
Okay, so that list of equivalent courses at local community colleges is not every possible option. So if you don't see a course listed there and you want to know if it meets our prerequisite requirements, you can shoot us an email and we will look at the course outline and give you a yes or no on that.
We got a question from the chat. Do we have any specific MSA scholarships?
We have just one scholarship. We're actually looking for more, but the scholarship is aimed at current students. So you come in and then the scholarship applications are in the fall. I just reviewed them and I have a visitor in my, so. It is competitive in that you have to create a justification for that. And I think out of our current students, we had 5 or 6 people apply and they were all well qualified. Again, I would like to have more scholarships. It's hard to find scholarships for grad programs in general. Okay, so that's just an unfortunate fact of life. And Mr. Cheddar here wants to talk to you all. Right there. There he is.
Hey, awesome. Do we have any other questions? Please don't be afraid or think that your question might not be a good question.
I will tell you if something comes up. I'm holding director's office hours this Friday from 2 to 5. So you can drop in. It's a Zoom link and it's on the graduate programs website. But you can just drop in anytime between 2 and 5 and ask me any question you want about the process. And some of our graduate program staff are also holding office hours if you have any specific questions about Cal State Apply and those sort of things. So it's not all or nothing. You have more shots. So I will thank you very much. If there's no other questions, we're going to sign off. Look forward to seeing all of you.
Awesome. Thank you, everyone.
Good night.